It's over 2 gigabytes.
Oh.
I'm gonna message them, and because whenever I tried to follow their guide to delete shit, it tells me that it failed, so I'm gonna message them.
Well, how's it over? Lock comes up.
Buddy entered your channel.
Use Bitbucket or GitLab?
Bit.
We would host our own, but I'm like way too much overhead.
Buddy in your channel timed out. User in your channel is recording.
Okay, I submitted my ticket.
Buddy entered your channel.
You'll get talk power soon, just wait.
User in your channel is recording.
Wait, I pushed the commit just fine.
It worked for you?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Are you editing the source on mine, or are you doing it manually
No.
with Git?
Get.
Are you writing
Buddy
to
in
the
your
correct
channel timed
repository
out.
or the old one?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Wrong folder.
RIP.
User in your channel stopped recording. User in your channel is recording.
Just delete this other one.
Booty clap 1 is already taken, so you have to use a different number.
User in your channel is recording.
Bob, someone's already using 39. Booty, it only goes to 50. You can't use numbers over 50.
Shh, don't tell her that.
Did the forms just go down?
Alright, the forms are upgrading. Should be down for just a few minutes.
Oh, that's why. I was freaking out. So, what'd you change on the forms?
Just an upgrade. Packing stuff. Alright, let's talk about Dark RP.
User in
Average
your
player
channel
counts
started
have
recording.
declined since
User in
like,
your channel timed out.
I don't know,
User entered
since
your
summer
channel.
end. It's a combination of performance issues, download counts, and I don't know, nothing that attracts new players. And I guess the current state of the economy like isn't really welcoming to new players and current players alike. So
Get your mic away from your mouth.
what?
You're
Sound
quiet.
far away.
Oh, what? Okay. So given the current state of the economy, like item and money reset is like it's likely. If we're gonna do any updates, because we can't really fix a broken economy given like a huge stockpile and stuff.
When's the last time
Yeah,
we had a
and-
reset?
What else?
Economy reset?
When we first moved over to this map again in the summertime.
Yeah.
Level reset.
I-
Level reset isn't like completely necessary, but
I think
Could be a
level reset
possibility.
is not something we need to worry about.
yeah, it's not really necessary. Oh yeah, content. Like, there's a huge inconsistency with content right now. I need to like
User
make
in
it
your channel is
get
recording.
code audit some broken files as well, and that might impact performance. Like server guards glitching up. So ULX versus server guards kind of a huge debate right now. But
There's
we
no
also
way.
might implement. Oh yeah, what's up?
Laura, there's no way that poker would destroy the economy. You're simply taking money from one person and putting it to another person. Doesn't add money to the economy in any way.
It just changes the economy.
Yeah,
It's just when
one person
someone
can
knows.
get extremely rich, but there's no like huge, really.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just
know,
until
more
it's
money
good at
being
poker.
What we need is a money sink, an actual money sink. So if we're gonna do any updates, we gotta need something that takes away money rather than just adds upon money and money and money. I
Like
mean,
taxes?
how we solved that before was cars, but then there's a little chance of cars being re-added because of performance issues, content issues, and relative map size.
Is there a way
Taxes.
to get us to...
Taxes sounds like such a what's it called? Half-ass way to just take away money. It doesn't really add to the RP experience.
But when you make it an RP experience, people choose not to pay it regardless. So it's like...
Is it gonna be automated, like tax, just for every 5 minutes or something? You're just gonna get money taken away, or
No, it would be like a lottery tax that's mandatory. That comes out when you win the lottery.
is there no tax already for that?
No, it's
I think
something that's an
added.
RP situation that you can choose to pay or choose not to pay, which 9 times out of 10 they choose not to.
If they don't play it, they get wanted by the police, and they could, basically.
Yeah, but that really doesn't do anything. Getting wanted is nothing.
Yeah,
That's not
absolutely
much.
nothing. Ricochet is a huge problem that I and a lot of people are concerned about. It pisses a lot of people off. And
I
Lorenzo
told-
said that he couldn't find anything.
I
Is that
told
true?
Ricochet,
TFA
wait, like
about
was
it.
reflecting?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a random thing. I told TFA about it. I haven't updated the base though, so he might have fixed it. Or
I
no,
got
did
an
it?
I got an update from TFA like 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll update it and hopefully it's fixed, and if it's not, I'll message him again.
What the frick?
Custom class hits aren't
What's
working,
that?
I think.
Because we no longer use M9K.
Where's Eric and Kobe?
No idea.
At work.
What?
And apparently lotteries aren't working at all right now as well as the color for fizz guns. That's also broken.
Does the game mode need an update?
I've been holding back the Darker P game mode update because the newer versions of Darker P has /advert removed.
Oh, okay, yeah, the creator thinks roleplay is, he doesn't like fill RP or free RP or anything like that. He's literally roasted people and communities that have it.
Is there
It's
any
supposed
way
to be,
to implement
not serious
/advert back
RP.
in?
Well, you can't override the existing command. What we can do is implement a different separate command that does the exact same thing as advert.
Through like server
So that
guard or
new players-
ULX?
Yeah, but then you it's a bit messy. I'll see what I can do, but
I definitely see why you're holding back on that.
it'll break like many of our existing rules and like guidelines. Yeah, I'm gonna update Darker P, but let me see if I can override the.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for retribution, by the way, while we brainstorm ideas for the new map.
So for map changes, I absolutely hate downtown. It's up to Divine whether or not he wants to switch maps. I don't mind at all.
Retribution?
A lot of people
I mean,
want to
like-
see retribution back.
Yeah.
User in your channel
It
is
happens every
recording.
4 months, guys. Like 4 months later, you guys want downtown back.
Yeah, we should do a rotation every 4 months. We change up the map, keep
Yeah.
things new and fresh.
I'm totally for that. But the
Same.
problem with that is that some of our rules are like worded specifically for maps. Like
Yeah,
how
we
our
have cars
PD
and
rule
then-
was like, oh, the stairs. But back on Evil Melon, the stairs were non-existent.
And back on Retribution, mob bosses could claim entire large areas. Now we have it set where they can only claim a small, two little buildings.
So, I mean, if we do change back to Retribution, we have to sit down and go through all the different rules and make them correct.
Yeah, well,
Rockford is a really big map.
What about
mean-
California?
We might want to try Rockford because sometimes we do have the big player base, but then again, it's going to be hard to run on the server with that many people. It's not an optimized map at all.
And our player count isn't really
Yeah.
it's really strong
It
support niche
fluctuates.
maps right now.
Smaller maps are generally better because you have more RP,
Concentration?
more reaction, or more
Interaction.
interaction. Yeah.
Chemistry 101.
about the explosive rule that Pyrex included, we need rules on like slams and all that too.
Oh, definitely.
That's something that we can do as staff. We can go through the rules. We just right now, there's a few people. Dad, you have access to the rules, correct?
Everybody admin and above, I believe, does.
Alright.
Maybe even senior mod, but I'm not sure about that one.
They've
What's
just
the
been
question?
busy with life stuff, so. Dad's always accepting rule ideas. I sat down with him when we switched back from Evil Melon. And just went through all the rules from all the stuff that we see in sits all the time.
I posted it on the staff section a while ago. I will tag some of you guys in it, and some of you upper staff in it, to get a look at what me and Dan have kind of drafted for explosive rules.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if we're talking divine stuff, you know how when you use the Q menu, it used to only show the tools we actually had access to, and ever since the Gmod update, like last week, it shows all the
No,
tools again?
I asked him to remove it intentionally so that, because once we brought CCs back, people needed to see what weapons they had options to choose. So I told them to revert that.
Oh, okay.
So having all the tools, the tool gun tools are, yeah, that say how about go fuck yourself, is going to stay. Because it's relatively annoying to have to go through each individual thing and look for specific tools when we only have access to certain tools.
I can add back the tools, but then weapons are probably gonna be hidden. So
Okay.
I mean, weapons are gonna be shown. Yeah. Yeah.
Is Y mode coming back?
User disconnected from your channel.
I'm pretty sure the answer to that is if we have enough space for it.
It's not going to be an issue of space anymore. I just removed 2 big weapon packs and just added them to the collection, so.
And just had it
Good
pulled from the
enough.
collection.
Huh?
And just had it pulled from the collection.
Well, yeah, it has to now, but when it restarts.
If you need more space, you could probably remove the jacket class and maybe like hunters or something. If
And
you
the
keep an eye on.
mysterious stranger.
No, those aren't an issue. Like, you have the add-ons folder, which is what needs to be small, but it's not including stuff that is from the collection. It's just like, I'll show you. It's just like custom weapon packs, the piano, scoreboard, stuff like that.
Oh, speaking of piano, I made a suggestion on the forums, but someone denied it, and no one ever posted why.
We don't control the volume of the piano.
Oh, you can't change anything about it?
Pretty sure we
No.
can.
Okay.
It's an add-on. We don't control it.
I think you have to physically go into the add-on and change it.
We'd have to ask the creator to do it.
No, we can do it.
Can you do it?
Yeah, you have to go in and physically change it.
I haven't looked at it though.
I mean, my only suggestion was maybe like lowering the range of it a little bit.
Yeah,
pretty
it
loud.
is super far.
It's not
I mean-
common enough for it to be a problem, though.
Yeah.
I made a suggestion for like the Christmas idea because how we did it with Halloween. Like maybe we could do it for the entire December.
And for
Work.
December, we'll have Santa Claus as the mayor.
Yeah, and like
I think a big problem right
there's
now
like
is that
Christmas
we don't make more
sleeves and stuff. Dad supported my ideas.
What we might
There was
also
a
want to do
downtown Christmas
that
party.
Superior does, you can buy credits and you can do stupid shit like stupid server announcements, or you can buy some perks or stuff.
My
Some
problem
hats
with
or-
server
But that's a big project
announcements.
though. So.
What can we add to Prime?
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Make more drinks.
Um,
Fine.
Yeah, more prime jobs.
Well, again, that's stuff that we can look at. We need suggestions. You
We
guys
need
don't give
gun
suggestions.
smuggler,
User
like you
in
said
your
you
You
were
channel
say
gonna
is
do.
add
recording.
jobs, but you don't give suggestions. You said jobs. Movie theater. Again, movie theater was removed for a good reason.
What's up, baby boys?
Bye.
Kobe!
Hey, let's play Smite.
Hey, let's go fight.
Busy.
Yeah, I can play like a game or so too before I go. I'm about to go to a Halloween party, guys. Guess who I'm being?
What's that?
Interrupting. All
I
right,
would-
it's
I would
it's
say
an
that.
actor. It's an
You mean?
it is one, but it's an actor from Pulp Fiction.
Hey, Kobe.
Which one?
No, we're not
Does he
removing
look like
vote
a
for
bitch?
SWAT. We're not
I'm
removing
being
vote for SWAT.
Jules.
That's
No,
staying.
you know, Divine's like hosting a community meeting right now.
Shit, I know he's here.
Yeah, and he just
maybe-
came in and interrupted all of it.
Yeah, you know that happens.
Maybe change, take the sniper away from SWAT, give him a SWAT sniper class. You have to be SWAT to use the command to change to SWAT sniper. I don't know.
Like police chief.
I could see
Yeah.
some SWAT classes
Can they
branching off.
so they
That
can
would
shoot
be
across
cool.
on the street, or want to do that? Maybe we shoot across the street. Sniper class can. They can shoot outside of the raid zone. Something creative. We're not removing the vote though.
A court system wouldn't really work. No one would really use it.
Smith.
Should add like
What have we gone over so far?
just
Economy.
FRP.
Maps.
Rules. Now we're on classes.
Nice.
Are we moving on to CTT? No? Or
We're not done with RP yet.
Not yet.
Speaking of classes, people have been asking me, is there a way to make basically custom classes for the poor people? Someone suggested.
That brings up a good point. Hey, like, we should make a new system for custom classes.
yes,
Like what?
I agree.
Because we know the value of the dollar, right? And the average for custom classes, if you get a custom class with like every basic thing, like
It's like
a
260.
primary weapon, it's gonna come up to around $250, which is
So,
about the
what are
price
we
of
at?
an Xbox One.
What are we changing?
You should
It'd
lower
be
all the
better
prices.
to make it a bundle. Give them the player model, because you need a player model to have a class. Like, why are we charging people like what, $50 was it for a player model?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should make it more of a bundle. If you want a custom class, you get these things. If you want extra stuff, that's gonna cost you extra. But if you want the basics of a custom class, why are you paying so much money? Why are you shelling out $50 and $60 for all the basics a class should already come with?
Okay, so what are the basics? Skin,
Primary weapon,
primary weapon.
the player
It wouldn't
model.
be hard to put up a
Okay,
bundle.
no, armor's
Armor is not basic.
is
Salary
a-
is basic.
So it's
Well,
$200
I
A
think-
certain
salary.
amount is basic.
There
I
should
think-
be a base salary that every
But then there'll
custom
be a
class
ton
should
of.
get.
This is how much is
But
this gonna
there
cost
could
you
be
to make a
multiple
single
bundles.
custom
Like you
class?
could
Yeah,
have 4
even if it's
different
like
types
How
of
much is the
$200
bundles.
basics gonna cost you?
We could still
I
start so
made
small.
a rough draft. I need to find that.
We're gonna talk $50, $40.
Hold up.
I
me find it.
definitely agree with
Keep
some of
keep
that.
going with the
I
meeting,
think-
and I'll give the rough draft, and we can come back to
Fading
this.
windows. Lorenzo, what's the news on the C4 TFA?
We don't have backlist crop protection, so he would have to recode the whole thing.
And I'm assuming he's not gonna do that.
If somebody pays him, yeah.
We don't have money to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on. On the custom class thing, talking about primary weapons, I think the primary weapons should be what costs kind of the most money. If it's just a basic custom class, you want a reskinned pro thief, I don't think you should have to pay, $50, $60 for that.
Yeah,
Maybe come
pay
out with a
$10, $20 for it.
maybe come out
Send
with
it to me and poke it to me.
Oh
maybe-
yeah, Lorenzo. I really want you to update that merc skin.
That, or like you buy a pro thief preset.
Well, what I was gonna say is like a kind of a ghetto Prime Plus. There's not an actual like Prime Plus rank. It's you donate an extra like 10, 15 on top of your Prime. You get added to a list of Steam IDs every so often. We rotate out. I'll give you
User in your
a
channel timed
custom
out.
modeled pro thief or a custom modeled hitman with no guns. The only thing different about it is just you get a fancy player model to run around with and act cool with. So you pay,
Oh, yeah,
you pay
here it is.
$30, $40 for
Look. I'm
or
gonna post the
three,
link inside of the chat.
custom modeled classes.
I'll check it.
Everyone check it out.
User
It
entered
basically
your channel.
goes
User
over
disconnected from your channel.
Prime,
How custom classes are going, what I think should be changed.
I don't agree that Prime members should get a custom class discount.
No. Who said that?
People are poking me ideas.
Okay.
Because the whole
Who's
point,
the
the whole point
anonymous
is, I'm not snitching. The whole point is
User
you're
in your
donating to the
channel is
server.
recording.
The donations for all this stuff honestly goes to a very good cause. As any game server, we run off
User in
donations.
your channel is
so
recording.
I agree that it is a bit hard for people on lower incomes to get all these fancy perks, but these fancy perks are what keep us afloat.
Alright, for people who don't feel like reading, I'm gonna go over the main things that was in here. Basically, the base price for a custom class would be $75 now, and additional slots and stuff like that would be cheaper than it is. You get stuff like player models, you get all the basic stuff that a custom class should have in it. included in the $75 price, and
See,
then
like,
everything else
the problem
added
that I
to it
see
would
with
make it
that,
more.
like, it's gonna be $75, right? And now all the
Yeah,
people
you're
that
saying a
usually
bunch of people
hold
will buy
on,
it, but
all the
when you
people that
first made it,
usually
you put a
buy
cap on it.
CCs, they're all gonna be like, oh, let me just make my own class. Are you gonna be selling slots on those? Like, are you just gonna lock it to one person if it's gonna be that cheap?
No. Alright. Remember when it's still in there, I'm pretty sure, but when we made custom classes, you put inside of the info thing, there was a cap on custom classes, and it was like 30 or something like that. There can only be 30 on the server at one time. And the way I was looking at it is, you pitch an idea for a custom class. The custom class is it's like, it's the server's, but it's also that person's. They can give slots away, but that's why we have stuff like slot transfer fees in place. That's why we have stuff like what was it, additional slots and transfer fees in place, stuff like that. We'd still be making money off of people doing it. It would make it easier for people to buy them though. I mean, if we go off of the philosophy that we don't want poor people buying custom classes, then we're not gonna make that much money. We're just gonna make a large lump sum every once in a while. As opposed to, still, for a custom class, I think 75 is a lot of money for one custom class inside of a server. We'd still be making a lot of money.
In the long
It'd
run,
make
yeah,
it way
it's
easier for
more
people
money.
to buy. We'd still be making, if not more money, because more people would be willing to actually buy it. More people would be willing to get extra stuff, so it's not even locked to 75. It can be even higher than that, but it's reasonably higher. As opposed to, it's just high for no reason. It's just like unbelievably high for a custom class. And then also stuff like Prime. I noticed that we have Prime on DarkRP and TTT, but on the PropHunt server, it actually has an active community. So they
That's what
want,
gonna talk
I was
about.
talking to them, they're like, we want player models, we want blah blah blah, we want more trails, we want all these add-ons, that we want more maps. It gets boring playing on the same, what is it, 4 maps 24/7, 4 or 3 I think.
We'll get to that in a sec.
Stuff like that, but we need to add more to the Prime package so that it's more of a deal.
Not to mention, we also got to keep up with, like, when I go and join TTT, I've played TTT like 5 times within the past month, and I still don't have my Prime on
People join the server, like I've talked to people, they're like new people, they'll join the server and they'll look at the jobs and stuff, and they're like, why should I buy Prime if this is all I get extra? That's
Only a
how
pro feed,
everyone's looking
basically.
at it. Yeah, they're like, why should I shell out this amount of money for this,
It
which
should be a
is not
good chunk
much.
of classes, not
We
just
should
like 4.
yeah, we need more stuff.
And like I brought up to Divine when I talked to him, yeah, musician, yeah, radio broadcaster, but
But
like no one
see,
uses that.
when I said it a while ago,
Broadcasters
the
and
issue
Prime.
brought up was that like
Is broadcaster not for?
it would
User
take
in your
more
channel
people
is
to add
recording.
this stuff. Like, Lorenzo, you're in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to deal with your college stuff. Divine is in college, he's dealing with this stuff. Eric is in college, he's dealing with that stuff. Like, that's what I was pitching. That maybe I should get some access. I can help you guys with this stuff. I'm not looking for, what is it? You guys, what, 5% for whatever and whatever? I'm not looking for any money. I'm just looking to help out.
Not Bob, he's being serious.
And even then, it's not even a me thing. We can hire developers if we had the money for stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure we don't even have the money to keep the server running, which is why we should work with what we have here. We have me. Like, I want to help out. And as it's been lately, I've just had the rank. All that's been happening is a bunch of staff drama. I haven't really been able to help out
User
with anything
disconnected
else.
from your channel.
I don't know, the way I'm looking at it is, we need more stuff. We need people to code this stuff. If the people who are already coding don't have the time, we should do something about it.
And I'm starting my classes, so I mean I don't understand it quite yet. And I mean, you helped me with my work the other day.
Yeah. I don't go to school.
I mean, I have loads of free time.
Yeah.
It's just normally at night.
The way I'm looking at it is we have all these issues. We need to fix it.
Oh, by the way, Gravity, what days are you off work? So I know when we could play CSGO and shit.
I'll have to
should
check
talk
out
about that
my
after.
schedule in just one sec.
Alright. Just poke me or something.
I'll just tell you when we're done.
Okay, going back to this Prime stuff. Idea we had way back when, like Prime trials, you donate like $2 for like a day or two of Prime to see if you really think it's worth it or something. It seems like it'd be kind of a lot of work. I don't know.
Wait, repeat that?
We came up with this idea like 2 years ago. Like a trial of Prime. Either you pay like just $2, or you even do it with in-game money, and you can get like a day or two of Prime for free, to as a
No.
trial to see if
It'd
you,
be
you
abused.
even like it.
If you could get it with
Not for
in-game
free,
money,
but-
people could just keep getting it.
Well, you can make it so have a list of everyone only gets one per Steam ID or whatever.
If you did something like that, the way it's done in business is like, what is it? Prime is $20, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. If you're gonna do a trial day of like Prime and you're gonna have to pay real money for it, you're gonna have them charge you like $5 for, what is it, a day or two? Because you don't want people being able to keep buying days or two of Prime.
But
That's
they
what I'm
would
saying.
only get to for
Do it
one
with
day.
in-game money then.
No,
Yeah, if
because
you do it with
that's
in-game money,
rules.
then people can just easily keep. You can grind an entire day and make like a ton of money. Literally, Vila did that. He joined the community like a couple of months ago. He grinded for like 2 days straight and was one of the richest people on the server.
Untold as well.
Yeah.
But then that's a way to help this economy and take money away.
Yeah, but we're also probably going to reset the economy.
If you did it with in-game money, you'd have to charge them. What I'm saying is, you
was
need
like
to
10
make
million
it so
when they
that
gave us up.
people can't abuse it. If you make it like that, it's easy to abuse.
See, that's what I was saying too. Is there was a lot of like work done by hand on it. Only have it done once per Steam ID. You can do it or whatever, and I don't think you really set an automated system for playing in-game cash for.
Yeah, I like the idea of once per Steam ID. That's a good idea.
Yeah, trial
Yeah,
mod.
like-
We should
Since it is a trial.
add paid mins, pay for admin. Yeah,
$2 for Prime, and you can only use it once.
$10 a month for admin. Yeah.
No.
It all comes back to like, we need to sell Prime. We're not trying to sell trials. We gotta sell Prime. We need to add
I know,
stuff
that's
that
what
are
I'm
gonna
saying.
make people after the trial. They're gonna say, "Hey, I want this."
See, but like, what did we have before at the time where we were selling Prime like fucking many times a week? What don't we
Cars.
have?
Players.
We had like what was it? FBI.
Yeah,
Could
FBI was
disguise.
still a thing.
I think Divine custom coded that.
Um,
But we need to think of more stuff. That's why like we need the community to think more than us.
Kobe.
we need way more community interaction.
We need you guys to tell us what we should add, because it's you guys'
start
community
using
as well
talk
as
power
ours.
Kobe.
What?
There's one core thing why a lot of players are not on RP anymore.
Why?
Lack of staff on RP.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that we don't have any control over.
Yeah.
So
We
that
can't
relax
tell people to be
Just
staff.
that everyone's inactive. No one
I
goes
was just
in.
saying that's one of the reasons.
Oh.
Like
And
And
last
then
night.
even then, it's like it's really hard to control that. We can't tell people to be staff, and we also like if they don't come on, we'd have to demote them, and that doesn't help it either, because
We
we're
need a
losing
thing
stuff.
where like you need to put in a certain amount of hours per week, unless you have a valid reason, like you're moving or like something that's really important.
Keep in mind that
It's-
Dark RP isn't exactly
It's staff though.
exciting.
Yeah.
We don't want to make it a job kind of thing.
But
Like,
that's what we need.
they volunteered for it, and it's even in the bottom of the role staff expectations. You're expected to blah 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 so and so. If you don't do it, all there is you get demoted. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, there's nothing else other than you get demoted if you don't do it, and it doesn't help us out because we're still. I mean, what's better?
We just
getting-
end up having to pick up the slack.
Yeah. What's better, getting someone demoted or what is it?
Having
Having
there,
them
then-
inactive.
Yeah,
and
having
coming
them
on
there
whenever they
as
want.
little as possible.
Maybe like
Yeah.
paying
It's better to have
$20 a
them
month
from
for
time to
mentor.
time than not at all.
It's like on a scale of 1 to 10. 0 is them being demoted, and 2 is them actually coming on once in a blue moon. It's better than nothing, but still.
Why do we need mentors if we could have the same people who were eligible for mentor being staff?
We don't want mentors. We want staff members.
Exactly.
Why would we want mentors?
The whole entire idea behind mentors is, for whatever reason, whether they're inactive, they've got real life, they're
Enforcer is trial staff. What do you think Enforcer is?
yeah, they're just really not mature enough, but they're almost there. You'd be picked for mentor. There's really no reason we'd pick mentors over staff because mentors can't do anything when staff are online anyway.
They can't. They can help other players.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it should be too. Is you should be I don't know.
Helping new players.
Yeah.
I was also going to pitch
User in your
one of the
channel is
ideas
recording.
that since we are probably going to do an economy reset, that we should also slash the amount that printers give to stop the influx of how
I
fast
think they're
people can
pretty
get money.
balanced.
Because what's going to
Pretty
end up
balanced right
happening
now.
is people are just going to straight printer farm in a day and fucking have $1 million. And it's going to be back to the same
But
place.
that actually takes them a few hours to get that much. It's not like instantly. Like
It's
even
just a
diamond
suggestion.
printers, they cost like 250K most of the time, or 200, and they can
Diamond
only get
printers
you
aren't
like.
for money, they're for XP.
Yeah,
Or
they're
what?
for XP. You don't really make much
Yeah,
profit
I
off
know.
of diamond.
You don't make money, and it takes you a good amount of time. That's why I think they're balanced.
But I don't know.
Printers aren't
It's just a
exactly
personal
balanced.
feeling.
Make drugs more useful.
We need
No
Bring
yeah,
more
drugs
drugs.
need to be boosted again.
Yeah, I feel like drug manufacturers kind of lacked.
Yeah.
Can we bring back like steroids or whatever?
LSD and all that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, steroids.
Cool.
No,
Cocaine.
not the drug add-on, because we used to have drug manufacturers like 2 years ago. They would sell steroids. It gives you an extra, I think, 25 HP.
100 health when you go twice as fast, but
And you go-
slowly go down.
Yeah, and you would if you didn't get a medic, you would basically lose health after the effects wear off. They sound extremely abusable, and they really were. But if we make them like super expensive, you're giving up a lot of money. I mean, it's already like 30K for a full armor. Another 30K for another 25 HP or something to survive a raid.
I think
to
gangsters
honestly
should
check
have
your
like
stuff.
graffiti, and then drug manufacturers should have a vape pen to sell that you
Well,
can buy
there-
from
We're
them.
not selling
No.
vapes. That's
No,
There
we're not.
is
That's
there is
nonsense.
something.
What does that add?
And this
I
would
don't.
create
Vape shouldn't even be in the game. Eric added that for fun.
this would create a lot of like us versus them and a lot of like click mentality. But there is a plugin called M Gangs where it's like the party system, but it tracks offline, and you basically make a gang and you have gang wars and you have a gang ranking system.
Could add more gangs. We only have 2 pretty much, except for the custom classes.
Yeah.
The Bloods
so,
and the Crips.
some more
That's what we need.
gangs. We're not doing Don's stupid idea where it's all black. Something like that. Let's actually add something that's dynamic.
That was a joke, Dan.
It wasn't a joke. Don is not joking about that.
He actually wanted it.
Don wants a black gang.
Because
Guaranteed.
he's a joke.
Don is a joke. But back on the topic of gangs. We should have some more gangs, but what's an idea for a gang?
No, Don's joking.
One of the
Crips and
ideas
Bloods.
that was brought up
Crips and Bloods is
was
stupid.
some sort of food or consumable for buffs.
I don't know if there's an add-on
This
for
is
that,
turning
though.
into
That's why.
superior.
No,
There's
there's
Your
quite a
channel
few.
Is there an add-on for it?
yeah, there's a lot.
We could add that, yeah. Why not?
We used to have the drug mod one where one of them made you have low gravity, one of them made you super speedy. One
It
of
was
them made
cocaine.
You... Yeah, but there's some bugs to it that you can make the effects permanent and glitch shit, and it had to be
User in
removed.
your channel
Do you
started
think they weren't
recording.
updated?
No, I don't think it was an issue of it being updated. It was just an issue if you knew the right, like, you take 2 certain of them in a certain order, and then it makes the effects of one permanent.
Yeah, that's highly abusable.
Like that. Shit, but
It's gonna be fixed though. It's not like it's just lovely.
Or you can make it so you can only have one of the effects active at a time. Would probably fix that too.
Yeah.
Z Doctor brought up a
Breacher.
good point. We've always talked about riot shields, and it just doesn't work with bullet penetration. I was thinking of a custom class only during mayor lockdowns. It was a SWAT officer that could only use like an SMG, but spawned with 150 armor. If you die, you're demoted, so you can't just respawn and rush PD
Wait,
over
what?
and over. During mayor lockdown, only when there's a mayor and it's lockdown, it would be a single slot police job. Only for current police could use, a command like CP Chief to go that job. But it could only use SMGs, probably give it like the Uzi or something, but it had 150 armor. And that would be like a ghetto riot shield class.
You mean like
I mean,
Juggernaut?
150's not that much more.
A Juggernaut class?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But when you die, you're demoted.
Yeah, on death you're demoted. Unfortunately, someone could probably just go
Give it 150 health, 150 armor.
Yeah. Deployable shields. The only thing about those is with bullet penetration, it'll still most like plugins and workshops stuff. The bullets will go right through it anyway.
How would they code it so that it knows
easy.
exactly when a lockdown goes in, that job can be activated?
There's variables for everything.
I was looking for a workshop plugin that was just like a riot shield with a pistol in one hand. I know the riot shield wouldn't work, but it would make it like look like it's
Make it like the mayor's bodyguard, where it can only be chosen if there's a mayor.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is only when the mayor calls lockdown too. And I was looking into like Dark RP.
Well, the mayor just calls lockdown.
See how I can actually make that physically work during lockdown.
Get demoted when lockdown's over?
If you die, you get demoted.
Yeah.
It resets the mayor.
Demoted on lockdown ended and demoted on death.
Someone's gonna troll him, but I like the idea.
What was my other idea? Sort of the same thing. It would be riot police, giving regular CPs that aren't prime and have SWAT only during lockdown, like a 2-slot job that you can spawn with a cheap, shitty SMG.
The dog was a cool idea. It's just it didn't really work.
I don't know. If there's a Juggernaut class, I don't think I'd want it to have a gun. Because the Juggernaut's like primary use is like a shield. It's a shield.
Are there any good shield add-ons that we could use?
You could find one. And give it a lot of armor and a shield, and that's all.
We're not giving it an M60 if you broke.
I was looking for one that was like a shield in one hand and a pistol in the other hand.
But let's not forget, anything that we can't do with code, you can add it as a
User
rule.
in your channel stopped recording.
It's like.
What do you mean?
Like there's rules for reasons. Prohibit you from doing certain things.
The FBI is such a good idea, but
I like the idea of.
We don't have the add-on for it. I don't know if we can get it.
I like the idea of terrorist. Maybe it'd be another Prime exclusive job for like Osama bin Laden or something.
I don't think you guys remember then that it was the rules for terrorists make it more of an issue.
See, that's
because people will just become terrorists and they don't understand the rules for it, so they'll do something.
Well, add terrorists to Prime Gang.
Well, no.
One of the Prime Gangs that you can only raid like government buildings.
You were saying about the Juggernaut is whatever we can't add with code, we could add with rules.
User
the terrorist rules was you can only bomb every 20 minutes.
Yeah, there
but
were so many rules for it, but you gotta understand, like, there was an Osama bin Laden class, and there were like 5 or 10 terrorists that could be with him. The thing is, people never like corresponded with each other because anyone could become the class. It only worked well when there was like a certain group of people in TeamSpeak that could
make it Prime.
Talk to each other. They like Prime doesn't stop people from not communicating with each other.
Well, I mean, Prime
they won't talk to each other. They won't join the class and say, when was the last bombing?
Well,
they'll just join the class and be like, well, I haven't done a bombing yet. I'm just gonna go do one.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be a timer on it if that could be coded in. Like a 20-minute timer at the top right of their screen.
Maybe
they could have like a bomb add-on that has a timer on it that you can't use it until.
Or
yeah,
maybe even add a rule that before you do a bomb, you have to ask staff, not just like at chat the staff that you're going to do it, but ask them when the last.
The
bomb
cultist
was.
is sort of like the Preacher, where it's already a custom class. So unless we ask Preacher himself if we can make it public, we really couldn't do that. Well, unless Lorenzo wants to make the Preacher class
Does
public.
Preacher have any say in anything anymore?
I haven't seen him in a while, but
I've seen him.
he still did pay for the class.
He was on TeamSpeak like 2 days ago.
He played
playing
with
a
a
different
bunch of
game.
people.
Yeah.
Then we could add a terrorist.
We have one more hour.
Gang. We could add a FBI breacher.
Right,
Not FBI breacher, but
I wrote some stuff
top
down that
breacher.
I wanted to talk about. Maybe
a right shield guy. FBI, if you can add him back, to be great. And change classes or change character model.
the only problem about that is when we used to have that, the color of your name didn't change, and people would just metagame it.
We
to
can
shit.
fix that. That's not that big.
Also,
That we can change with rules.
User in your channel
Plus, if
is
they
recording.
metagame, you report them. It's so easy. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
but it's hard to actually report them. Someone
It's not
FBI
hard.
walks
They,
up to
you
someone
ask them why they shot you. They shoot somebody.
No,
that
it wasn't that. It was an FBI would walk up to a base and be like, "Hey, can I join you guys?" And everyone would just be like, no, see, we're kind of full, and we're not really accepting people." Because the whole point of it was you infiltrate a base, find what base has printers, then tell them, tell the cops to come raid
Then
with you.
what we do is make
Change the color of their name. It's not
the
that hard.
colors of their names to be static.
I think it actually was hard. That's
was.
why it wasn't added, because Divine couldn't make
Yeah.
it work.
Let me know when we're moving on from Dark RP.
You could be any class, it would just still have the blue name.
Yeah.
And you can't prove someone's metagaming just by
Oh,
saying,
I forgot
you
about
just
that.
said no because...
Hey, Divine.
Yeah.
Is there any luck with when you
User
added slots
disconnected from your
into the
channel.
game? Did they ever get fixed, or were they just all
Wait, what?
outright plugged
What'd
in?
you say?
The slot machines.
What about the slot?
They broke when we used them, so.
Yeah.
We don't really need any more like printer plugins.
User in
The
your
whole point
channel
is
timed
printers make too much money as it is.
Yeah, and that's why I
think,
said cut them. But everyone told me that that's incorrect and shouldn't be done.
I think
There's-
instead of adding ways to do blah 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 with printers, we need to add more ways to make money that aren't
Just
necessarily
printers. Yeah.
casinos.
This is what I was gonna say,
lotteries.
yeah.
I had the
I
minor
have
job.
one job. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Basically, he's a miner. There's 3 slots on it, and he gets a pickaxe, and he can go mine rocks around the city.
Yeah, we could do that.
Rocks around
And
the
he
city.
can sell their.
Yeah, some nice huge
Just
spot
like
rocks
in
in
the
the
grass.
city
Where we
stuff.
We're just gonna put some rocks inside the PD.
User in your channel
Yeah,
is
you know, in the jail
And
cell. just
basically,
getting
he could sell them to like I'd say a miner dealer or I don't know.
An
Well,
NPC,
there's
like.
already
Yeah, an
mining
NPC.
plugins that work
Yeah,
like that. You
yeah.
bring it to something, it looks
Get a
like
cart.
they look like the bank. You stick it in there, kind of like drug manufacturers. It takes a couple minutes and it spits out money. So once you bring it to the smelter room or whatever, you have to defend the smelter room because people are gonna try to raid it and steal your mining. So it's a part like grinding class, and it's also you have to defend the miner shack, whatever base that all
Also,
miners use, have to defend it.
Another prime job that I was thinking about that we mentioned a while back is like Hobo Lord. You can
We could have-
basically it's
we could do a
prime
takeover.
exclusive, and you can be like level 30 for it, and
Hobo
he spawns with a pistol.
What's wrong with Hobo King?
Yeah,
I
that
kind
was
of like
called
Hobo
the
King.
shelter manager.
I
It was a joke.
I do love. No, we're talking about like an actual, just a hobo class that can build. I do love.
User
I
in
used
your
to
Get a
channel is
prime
recording.
level 10, 15. You run the hobos. You
I-
can make a hobo kingdom somewhere.
I did love having a hobo custom class. Being a hobo and not have to worrying about buying pistols every literally 2 minutes when you get murked by someone.
I think I like that idea. The hobo lord, hobo king.
Yeah, I suggested it a while back, and it got denied by
A
Eric.
lot more people would play hobo.
What did
Yeah,
I
but it's
miss?
only 1 out of 1.
Quite a
missed
bit.
a lot.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Dark
Just
Okay,
wait
hold
till
on.
the recording comes
moving
out.
on to YouTube.
A bigger map. We were talking about maps later, like Rockford.
We were thinking Rockford or
But-
going back to Retro.
Retribution. Also,
I
for the
said
Christmas
California.
you don't have to change your map to add snow. I have a plugin
What's wrong with utility dealer?
Where,
Is he not it?
where
Utility dealer
it's
sells
just a weather
grappling hook.
command.
He sells
At-
lockpicks.
Atmosphere. We'll
Yeah,
do that.
it's just
Or
a
what
weather
doesn't
command
sell.
where you could add snow and snowfalls.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry about
I
that.
already have that.
Going
atmosphere.
back to something I was saying earlier about steroids, and I'm not sure if this is possible, how much work this would be. I had an idea years ago before I knew how to how coding actually works. Instead of just straight up selling steroids, you actually had to use the same drug manufacturer add-on to buy ingredients, cook the steroids, and sell them. So they would be extremely expensive. Takes time to produce them, so you can't just give your whole entire group one right away, and you'd have to defend them and save them up. And
are we gonna
Hey,
be
you should
listening?
write that down because it's really confusing when you're saying it.
We should listen to other people's ideas besides the staff.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Isn't someone handling pokes or something?
No one says it.
No.
No, people. I've been poked twice.
Alright,
It was
let's
a
start
bad
over.
idea. I was broken.
If you
It
want
wasn't a
talk
bad idea.
power and you have a idea
Change your
or
name to
suggestion,
your
just
idea.
poke me.
Alright, you guys can poke any admin
Just poke me.
or gravity.
do all mods have
Poke me with that
the
message.
ability to give talk power?
No, we're not adding cards.
I can give talk power. if
Okay.
you need it.
Okay, oh yeah, dog. I'm pretty sure
Trains.
you said
We
this.
can't add a train.
A new train would have to be with a new map. So
Yeah, we can't just add a train.
Alright.
Alright, you're done, Biggers. And stuff.
Alright.
Hey, Spooky, poke me with your idea, and then I'll.
I
economy
was looking
idea
at
from
the bus
burning.
thing, but
I got an idea, guys.
Bus driver would be good.
add like bus whatchamacallit?
Eric tried to use the bus add-on and it broke.
No,
Yeah, I
it
suggested it,
wasn't
got denied.
broken. He didn't do it right.
Did he not?
I suggested
No,
the
he
whole
just didn't
thing
do
where
it
we
right.
could place down
Guys.
a
I like
bus
a bus
stop and
driver where it
everything.
gets you around. If you choose a bigger map, you use a
Guys.
bus driver. And you have to
Alright,
be a bus
let's
driver to
listen
open the
to
car.
Bernie's
Community
idea
time.
then.
Community time. Burning. Economy idea. Go.
A biker get biker get.
Okay, so
Is there a bike add-on? A
Damn,
biker
Damn.
damn. God.
I'm sorry, I'm reading off.
so I have an idea to balance economy out. So basically, the server doesn't need ways to take your money away. It just needs more ideas to have you spend your money.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, there needs to be more like things to spend your in-game money on, like shops around. Steroids is a great one. Cars,
Gun
we
smuggler.
talked about that before. But like, I mean, guns maybe can be more expensive. Like, and then someone said knives should be more expensive or less expensive than guns and more easy to obtain. That's not a bad idea, honestly. Like have guns a little bit more rare and not so easy to get, then just rob the PD and get 12 shipments or something, or be able to just go a gun dealer and be able to immediately just buy shotguns and then you're good. Like make it a little more rare to get, like in real life.
I kind of see what you mean. Instead of giving more use to SMGs, why would you spend 3,000 on an SMG when you can just spend 5,000 on an AK? So if we raise the price of even more OP weapons and the rifles and stuff even higher, and give more use for people to use just the regular SMGs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I go on other servers, weapons on there are like really harder to get compared to our server.
You should
reduce
have
mass
a vault full of
RDMers
guns.
and I don't know.
It's our economy. That's the
Alright, I'm
reason.
cut
Disconnected
you off,
from your
Burning.
channel.
Like when you go on other servers don't have the same economy as us.
Yeah, that's true.
It's drastically different.
Hold on,
Alright.
Spooky wants to say
Wait,
something.
Hold up,
oh,
Pinkerton.
All right,
Okay.
so one of the things I've actually really like been kind of like, okay, the printer thing, it's killing the server. That's something I strongly believe. I think that you guys should make drugs a lot more prominent than printers, because drugs are more of a process and it's a bit more interesting to do. Also, I was the one that did bring up the knives over guns thing, because honestly, I've never understood why a knife is like cost the price of a 50 cal sniper rifle, while a pistol costs the price of a knife. So that's something I think that needs to be changed. Otherwise, I really just think the printer thing, you guys really need to find a different way to do that, because I mean, I see a lot of players that just don't come back because that they realize like once they get to like level 15, the grind is just terrifying. So that's just something I have to say.
Okay. I'm gonna cut you off now, Pink.
Okay, Spooky. Spooky, are you there?
You can talk.
Hello, Spooky. You have talk power.
Okay. Mike's weird, Spooky.
Go, Spooky.
Hello?
Yes, you're there.
Okay, so I have a concern and also about the class. So, for the SWAT class, that can, or that Juggernaut or whatever we were talking about earlier, that class that can come out during lockdown. My main concern about that class is you said that the mayor has to be put it in lockdown, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, if there's an admin off, do you think that somebody would be mass raiding
Wait, what?
with that character?
The whole point of the character is if you die as that character or the
You
lockdown
get
goes
demoted.
over,
It's
you
like
get demoted.
mayor.
He
You die
probably
as a
won't have
mayor,
a
you get
battering
demoted.
ram as well.
But yeah, and it's going to be the same as mayor bodyguard. You're not supposed to really leave the PD. Mayor's bodyguards aren't supposed to go out raiding. The whole point of that class is to defend the PD from an attacker. You wouldn't really have your juggernaut going out to the front lines. You'd have him at your whatever you're really trying to defend. And it'd also probably be it could be a concern if the Juggernaut dies, gets demoted, another person immediately changes to Juggernaut, considering that on-death demotions for, like, Mayor is only, like, a 5-minute job ban. We can probably change it to be, like, a 10-minute whatever. Because lockdown's only supposed to last 10 minutes anyway.
Was there
That also
anything else,
reminds me.
Spooky?
Yes. I think I forgot about it. There's also a glitch with the drug manufacturer. If you put a stove on top of another stove, you can get double the time.
That's not a glitch. That's an actual mechanic that a lot of people use. You could
Oh,
either
okay.
cook.
It's a little
You
Easter
could
egg,
either
basically.
cook 4 pots at the normal speed or cook 2 pots at the fast speed.
Yeah, it's a mechanic.
Alright, I'm cut you off there, Spook.
Okay, poke me for talking.
Next person, Pinkerton has another question, and then we're gonna go to Simple.
All right, so another thing that I really thought that you guys should really like focus on is making a bigger split between like federal sort of jobs and criminal sort of jobs. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, I think that the civilian should find a way to make more money because so far what I've seen, the only way to make real money is either A, being a medic, and that's not even that great, guard, and it pretty much kind of like ends there.
Well, like civilians. Sorry to cut you
I-
off.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
But civilians just not meant to be played. I mean, it can be, but it's not meant to be played full time.
But so like I'm saying though, what if you made more jobs that are like oriented towards making money legally
I
than
understand what you're
illegally?
saying.
Yeah, because I see that
That's a
like,
good idea.
but now the problem is though, and here's a huge issue that comes with this though. If you do that, then that takes away one of the really interesting things about Aurora is that usually there's a constant conflict going on in the server, which I sort of like because that there's always action. But at the same time, it starts to that's when you feel the grind that I talked about earlier. And it's something that kind of like throws you off a bit. That's all I gotta say. You can cut me off.
I kind of see what you're saying about civilians not really supposed to be played and more things for civilians to do. Maybe we can make RP bases only if you're a citizen class, radio broadcaster, civilian, or citizen, maybe medic or whatever. Because that is RP. Why would you be a pro thief and have a a RP base?
Alright, next person, Simple. I have an order.
Okay.
Alright, so my major concern is basically kind of like, so whenever I try to play a SWAT, I would always have to re-vote because I'd sit there for 15-30 minutes getting voted off because people don't want SWATs because they want to print and stuff like that, and they don't want government interfering with them. So basically, trying to vote for SWAT is very difficult. It's like you have to sit there, keep pressing a button, and you have like a minute 30-second delay before you could.
As far as I think something that we could do, keep the vote, but keep the accept value. Like, if there's more than this many people that say yes, you get voted in. Because I feel like it's higher than 75%.
Oh, so you mean lower the amount of votes actually needed?
Yes.
The
Well,
majority
it's like
to get.
balanced throughout how many players are on the server, really.
Yeah, I'm well
Just
aware
rather
of that,
than
but I feel like
abstaining,
it's
just how many
75
people
to
vote?
80%.
Well,
How many people vote?
I don't think that many people abstain because it's. I mean, it gets stuck on your screen. Most people will probably just hit tab and click no to get it off your screen. I will admit I'm somewhat guilty of that at times.
I do that too.
See,
I
I actually
sometimes.
hit tab and hit yes, regardless, because it furthers the RP experience. But is there anything else you had to add, Simple?
Oh yeah, for mayor. So on other servers, like when I used to play on them, there used to be some kind of like election thing that would go up on your screen where you can choose what mayor you want to be instead of having person who tries to vote for mayor first basically gets it regardless because they usually get
So
voted
running for mayor,
An election.
Yeah,
not
it's at the top of your screen.
You could try. So basically, you have one person, and you have to have another person try and run, and that way you have 2
exclamation
votes.
point election.
You
And
could have
then
like
Pick your
5
character
going
model.
once,
You get
too.
to pick your,
well,
your,
I
your
mean,
campaign.
with
They
that,
both appear on top of the PD.
with
And whoever they vote
that,
for, they win.
with that, I say that we would end up making a candidate class.
Yeah, and
Yeah, if you do
Which
excellent
forces-
point mayor, you turn into a candidate. You get
Yeah,
your
yeah,
little, you
which
get a little
allows you
banner
to
up
walk
there.
around
You
for
choose your
like.
character model, and
What-
you people vote.
The
And
only
also
problem
with
with that is if there's like only one person wanting to be mayor, how do you
Well, then he'll
implement
win.
that? But then that just increases the time of just trying to quickly become mayor and further something.
Well, the election's not going to be like quick. I mean, it's going to be a bit of time, 10 minutes.
You could just if not.
If you want to go against them, you go against them, right?
Let's be honest. No one, everyone just goes mayor to be a complete shitler and pose a ton of
Make
rules
money,
and
tax.
make money and let cops arrest a ton
Adolf
of
Hitler.
people. Anytime a mayor goes like a friendly mayor, he just gets assassinated anyway. So maybe it'd be a good thing that there has to be more than just the one person trying
You
to be mayor at a
can't,
time.
even if you're a deputy, you can't kill him unless he's defending.
Gravy,
If he's out of grace, you kill him.
put Spooky at the bottom of the next person on your list. At the
Will
end of
do
it
so.
or whatever.
Alright, I'm gonna cut you off, Simple. Next person is Mac. Go ahead.
Hey, I had an idea for the FBI thing. Like, maybe instead of actually making a class, just make a rule set for it, and make it where police can, like, privately hire them. Like, hire, like, thieves or something to, like, go into bases and get intel.
Like Private Eye, sort of.
Yeah, like, like, they secretly... I mean, like, with private investigator, people probably won't even let them go in because, might treat him as, like, a cop. But, like, if, like, the
You're loud.
Yeah, can you...
I'm loud?
Yes, just move your mic a bit.
Alright, my bad.
Thank you.
User disconnected.
Well, yeah, like, basically make it like they could hire like a thief or something to secretly go into a base, like go and like kind of like what FBI would do, but instead of it being a class, it's just like a random thief or something.
What we could do is, after you vote into FBI, same way you do a command to change you to CP Chief, that's an unlisted job. It's, you do a command to set you to, like, a citizen or a medic that gives you, it physically changes your job to a fake medic. Same chat color, same name, but the server knows it's different, and you can actually, like...
I feel like we had that before.
Can we make it so that you can change your name color? Is that possible?
No, not really.
You don't think it's possible to change your name color by manually?
No, because it's
But name colors are for
recording.
different jobs.
yeah. The server reads it off whatever the job file.
We only have like 40 minutes left. Are we moving on to CTT?
Let me finish with Mac. Then
I'm
we'll go
good.
to Z-Doctor, Dog of War, Spooky, and then TTT.
I have nothing else, so.
Alright, so next
What?
is Z-Doctor. Z-Doctor, you're on the same question.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Alright, so what I'm concerned is with that some guns, like their ability on what the purpose they serve, like they don't really have a purpose, like the M60, that big machine gun that you get from the armory. It's $800, it's 8K in the BMD, and I feel like, wow, this gun sucks. Why does it have such a big price? And some things like the Raging Bull and the revolver that the gun dealer cells. They're basically kind of the same. And like, I just feel like that's doesn't make sense, and I feel like every gun should have a purpose.
Wait, sorry. Can you say that over? I wasn't paying attention. And,
I'm sorry.
I'm curious to what you said.
Alright, so the M60 machine gun, the big machine that you get from the armory, I feel like every gun should have a purpose. Like, the M60 has a very high price, but it's a very low rated gun, and it isn't really that good. So yeah, like Viva perk for each gun. Every gun has its pros and cons.
I am completely against that idea. I think that most of the guns in TFA that aren't already picked for custom class weapons and stuff like that, maybe even some already picked, should be available to be purchased. It just adds that much more variety. You know, maybe the guns have virtually the exact same stats, but maybe one sounds cooler than the other, and you want to play with that one instead.
Alright. I also had an idea. You know how you guys were like saying like after you turn to this class, then you can like switch to this class, like with CP Chief. I feel like you should be able to do that with SWAT and be able to like branch out.
Yeah, like a SWAT sniper. Well, it's kind of the same
if you
idea
get
as
voted
SOG.
into SWAT, then you can like go get to like SWAT sniper or like a SWAT breacher or something. I don't know. Well, I'm just saying that is a pretty good idea.
Okay. Is that everything, Zadaka?
Yes.
Alright, next person is Dog of War, and then Spooky, and then we're done with Dark RP.
When we're done with these two people, I want to bring up some rule stuff that we could actually get like an answer on right now. Oh, okay,
And
but you
Dog
can go
of
down.
War?
Alright, man, since, there's only like... Actually, it's just me and Villa that are like the only mercenaries since Rome and,
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, Larry's been gone for a while.
No, it's just a simple reskin for the mercenary.
I
like,
beat
it's
them
still,
without Rod.
It's the same player model, just
You really want that reskin?
Well, I mean, he's been waiting for so long. Give it to him.
It's not a problem.
Wait, what reskin?
We'll look into
There's
reskinning the
there's
mercenary.
two player models for a mercenary,
There's
and
three.
you don't even have to like download it. Oh, there's 3.
Yep.
And he wants to change it. Why don't you just make it where you can just choose it? Can you do that?
I think that is an option, but I don't think it works on our server.
Send us a what you recommend as a merc skin, since there's not many people that can access the merc class.
No,
probably about 4.
there's a pack of the 3 same player model, but they're just like one of them has a tank top on, one of them is sleeveless, one of them has his full camo on, and
One
he
is
just wants
casual.
it switched from one to the other because it looks cooler. It's
Oh,
already
okay,
on
then
the
we'll
server.
just have to switch it.
Mm-hmm. Go to.
He already made
We'll
these
just have to switch it.
suggestions.
Which one is it? Is it the first, second, or third one?
It's called the Harper Arm, dude. Skin's called
Harper
Harper
Arm?
Arm.
We know which one it is. We know that it's
Okay.
been there forever. It's just we haven't done it yet, and it's not like
Okay.
a priority. That's why we haven't done it.
Alright, then we should look into doing that, because we'll make someone happy at least.
Mhm.
Alright, Spooky, you're next.
Then screwed.
Okay, hello.
Spooky, go.
Okay, so another concern that I've thought about is I don't think we should go for a large or small map, because like if you guys notice that I've noticed that when there's no admins on the server, I built right in front of the PD one day and I put a sign and said KOS and everything, and the cops just kept constantly coming back to my base, and they kept like messing with me, and every time I shot at them they would shoot back at me because they're in my base. And I've noticed that has been happening, so I just stopped building there. And also, I think with the large map, you will start. My mic cut.
No, you're good. Go.
We heard most of it. Just go.
Okay, so what else? Okay, so I don't think we should go for a large map, as I think Pyrex said earlier, is that we want to see more action in the game.
Why is no one talking?
And we're trying to listen to him.
Cause you
Fucked
want
it up, man.
So I kind of agree with that. One of my favorite maps is Evil Melon, simply for the fact that everyone just sits outside of the PD in that little area, and you can run for 2 minutes and you're across the map at everyone else's base. If we're on large maps like Retribution, especially without cars, all you really need to do for a base is to just run to the farthest corner of a map. You don't even need doors. No one's going to come by. No one's going to check on your base. So when looking at a map, we do kind of have to find that sort of middle ground. This map, as it is, the one we're on, RP Downtown Aurora, sorta is that middle ground, but it's also, I mean, it's
Lorenzo.
getting pretty stale, so...
Do you still have downtown?
No.
Here's the thing, like, they want Evil Melon, but when we switched to Evil Melon, they instantly wanted to go back to downtown.
Because it was just too small. It's just a little too small. If there was, I think there might be a newer version of Evil Melon that's a bit more longer or something. I don't know.
Just need to go back to Retribution or something else.
some talk power.
Alright, hold up 1 sec. I have... Okay.
There you go, Screw. Go ahead and talk.
Alright, so my idea is for gangs. Well, Superior Servers has this thing where you can make a gang for $50,000 and you can like have ranks and everything, like priorities that you do. Yeah, organizations. And then like there's like I went on there, for example, there was an Italian one and they had like the boss and like all the ranks for it, and then like you start from one rank and you go up, but it's just like that certain group and they can add their friends to it, and they have
Isn't
like
that just parties?
No, it's an
like
organization.
And
It's basically a gang.
when you get off, it doesn't like get rid of it. Like you're in that party.
Screwed, go
How do you leave?
Go to Script Fodder and look up M gangs. I think it's sort of what you're talking about. You can create gangs with your friends, add people to it. Offline, it doesn't delete like
But
the
then we
party
don't know
system
who's in that
does.
gang.
Yeah, you can. You can check out all the organizations that people are
The
in.
only problem
Well,
with
that's
that,
the same thing as parties.
But
it's not really.
the part of it
This
is
organization. It shows what organization you're in above your head.
Oh.
It's basically a gang.
And it shows what color you've chosen for that organization name above your head.
But we can't see names from a far distance. You have to be close to them to see that.
Yeah.
Or you could add like a little rank like the party
And they have
system.
this thing where there's like you can like only make 3 ranks, but if you donate, you can go all the way up to 10. So like for Prime, you'd have 10, but for like a normal gang, for anybody else, it'd be 3.
See, the problem with something like that is that turns into a giant us versus them. Is all the friends on the server are going to make the biggest one, and they're going to be the strongest. All the other, level 5s who join the
That's
server.
what they do now. They
and-
just parties.
There's a gang limit.
Sure. At least on the parties, if someone logs out, they're one person down. If it tracks offline, then you have all your friends join it to the limit, and no, you don't really make friends with anyone else. You're always based with the same people.
Do we just remove parties then and just add that?
No, I think we still need the party system.
Alright, are we moving on now?
Yes, moving on.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna draw the winner real quick.
No, we're not done. 68. Let us finish.
No, just with Darker P.
Draw the winner of the what?
Alright, Lord, you had Lord of the Sluggies, you had a question. You're our last question, and we're moving on to TTT because we have not given them any time whatsoever.
Okay.
So Lord, please. You have talk power.
I don't think he has a mic.
He does not have a mic. Please stop spamming. Get your question out.
Stop typing. Guys, let him type so we can actually see it.
Oh, he made a suggestion
User
on the
disconnected
forums. Hold
from
on.
your channel.
Okay.
You forgot?
You forgot
Okay,
his question.
TTT.
Alright,
User in your
TTT.
channel stopped recording.
I would
Can I
like
call the
Pony and
winner?
Flame to start off with any thoughts that they
User
have
in your channel
of
started
where
recording.
Let me
TTT
call the
kind of needs
winner.
to go.
No, it's just shut the fuck up.
Boy.
Weapon packs are hard to implement.
At the moment, I think at the moment the weapons we have are fine. The only things that we really need right now are updates, like new maps and a few more player models.
Definitely need maps.
I did pitch the document that Flame gave me. I'm assuming that you and Flame both worked on it.
Yeah, we both worked on it.
Yeah,
Divine
I gave
also
that
saw
to
it.
Divine, so anything Lorenzo can't do, Divine has access to that document
I
and
feel
can
like
see
instead
everything.
of a huge list, if you guys can provide like an ordered list of priorities that you guys want to see the most, that would be a lot more beneficial and not speed things up because.
Okay, I'll reorganize that same document and I'll
Be
order
more
them.
action oriented.
Okay.
Something that I think that would be very beneficial to TTT is to allow people to purchase player models for themselves.
Instead of with coins, with a donation, or
User in your
Yes.
channel is recording.
Vivo,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
off of RP. This is TTT.
Custom player models, unique
User in
player
your
models
channel
people
is
can pick
recording.
from the workshop.
User left your channel.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
User in your channel is recording.
Because most of the income that the server is getting are coming from Dark RP. We would like to have some income come from TTT, so that would be a good idea.
I know I said something to you, Divine, but I don't think I told anyone else.
The only problem with that is just the hitboxes on the models, so...
Oh, of course we would have to check on that.
Yeah.
And make sure they work.
But otherwise, I think that's actually a really good idea.
You
guys
have
had
talk
gun
power,
skins?
Sport.
Is that possible?
Spork, you can talk.
Can we fix D-logs?
What?
What?
Fix
V-Logs doesn't...
TTT?
D-ban. I'm a D-ban. D-ban's been broken forever.
Yeah, I'll rearrange the list. It's all inside the list.
D-ban, isn't that where you can ban offline players?
No, D-ban
D-ban
is...
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Another priority that I feel when I looked at your list, Flame and Pony, was what was it? The kill playback, I guess, for staff.
That's something nice to have, but it's not a necessity.
I feel like it would still. It's hard to base things off of just how people word things, and from everything I know about the staff test, some of them are just like, well,
What about
some
the
people are just really good liars.
Well, I mean, there's not. I mean, even if they're lying, at least they're looking at the rules. I mean, it's you can lie on a staff test, but you can't fake being a good staff member.
Yeah. No, it's really
We're
easy
gonna
to
find
tell
out
if somebody
Your
is
channel
faking
is recording.
of you. It's very easy to tell. It's not hard to tell. Plus, they'll get nervous. If you call them out on it, they'll get nervous.
You should have just done closest to the number.
I mean,
68,
the way I
No, because people choose
the
the
way I
wrong
hope
numbers.
the admins do it. Usually, whenever I think someone was faking, I'd just make up something, make up a question. You know the rules. Make up a question, and you know how to judge if they know it or not. Make up something that like isn't easy to tell by the rules.
You mean how like the Dark RP interview used to be like a set of questions and.
Alright,
Well,
so we're gonna quit with this. We need to find changes that we'd like to see implemented into TTT.
Yeah.
Okay, just to summarize it all, everything in TTT right now is fine, other than we just
User
need
left your
a few
channel.
updates and that's it. I'll
That,
prioritize the updates in the list for sure, for both Divine and Lorenzo.
And also a list of maps instead of just doing 24/7 Minecraft.
Yeah, it's not going to be 24/7 Minecraft anymore.
Minecraft's so bad.
It's not bad, it's fun, but we just want more variety. It gets really repetitive.
You play on like 6 maps, dude.
Spooky, you piece of shit.
Actually, no, there's only 2 maps on rotation. You can only access the other ones by boat.
Really? There's only 2 maps?
Yeah.
There's only 2 maps on rotation.
And I've never played on a TTT server that doesn't have 67th way.
And like I said before, what we can always do is include map textures in maps, so like you don't need to download CSS.
Right.
It'll take a lot of time for each map, but we can do it.
Well, it's only on the first time.
Alright, so questions. If you have questions and you need talk power, please poke me. Pinkerton, you had a question?
Okay, so one of the things I do recommend is I've seen a lot of TTT servers make it a bit more arcadey, like at some times, but like they keep the TTT aspect with it. I think that could grab a lot more people and possibly
What do you mean
more.
arcadey?
I don't know, like every so often you'll like have like just like a round or something where like there's like something special about it, you know?
Don't we have There's that hoppy rounds.
Yeah, they have like
there are
different
rounds
rounds and stuff like that.
Oh shit, that has been a long time then.
I'm shaking my head.
We've had that as long as I've been super admin, and that has been over 2 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Snickers'
Alright,
voice
I'm
is
gonna
just
cut you
as deep as it always been.
Any suggestions or questions? Please poke me.
Actually, it's kind
User
of high
left
right
your
now.
channel.
Is it? Snickers talk?
Hi.
I mean, you right.
User in your channel is recording.
Spooky says he has a question, I guess.
Spooky?
Okay.
PTT question?
So I'm kind of happy right now, but so one thing is, I know most of you guys are really mad at me for the recommendation for the map rotation, but the reason.
What?
This is TTT questions, by the way.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
TTT questions, not Dark RP. We're off Dark RP.
Congrats. Permanently ban him.
Can we open a CSGO TT2 server? CSGO TT2 is way better than Gmod.
I was talking about opening a CSGO Aurora server.
Yeah, okay,
I'm not
so...
sure. I'm not sure if Slayers released the. I don't know.
Shit, how hard do you think it is to
What about
show
custom
that?
jihad sounds? Wasn't that
Yeah,
suggestion?
custom jihad sounds, and then we have a question or
User
suggestion from
disconnected from your
Simple.
channel.
Simple, you have talk power.
Oh, I guess it's
User
Alright,
disconnected from your channel.
I am not too sure if this has been talked about already, but I feel that we should switch from M9K to a different weapon pack. Because, I mean, we have hardly any
We
weapons.
have multiple
besides TTT.
weapons. Oh wait, you're talking. Oh, I forgot. Okay, well.
It's just a suggestion, Flame.
Like we said, right now we're trying to put what's
What's what? You cut
What's
out.
what, Pony?
User in your channel is
stop
recording.
Pony?
We're trying to implement what's important first. As for now, the weapons are fine. In the future, after everything is stable, then we can try to see if we can implement weapon changes. Weapon changes actually take a lot of work. On top of that, some maps, we also need to change the maps on the weapons on the maps.
Because everything's pre-placed in the map. Correct?
Yeah.
That's it.
And on the very top, if we want edits on weapons, we can edit the weapons. We don't need to get a new weapons pack. Like I remember when Divine edited the silenced SMG, because it used to be really weak. Now it's one of the strongest. Yeah, TMP. So if you guys have suggestions on some weapons, if they're too weak, too overpowered, you guys are feel free to suggest.
Hey, Divine.
Yeah.
Is there anything like server hardware that holds our servers back?
User left your channel.
No, not really. We have like most top of the line so far.
Okay.
Mostly optimization issues. Written code.
Jesus. Key slam.
Do you guys have any more questions for TTT or suggestions?
One thing that kind of upsets me, and it's not really like something that deals with the server, but if you just start at the top with Lorenzo and go all the way down to Z Doctor, you'll realize the only people from TTT are staff, and or they're people that get on Aurora in general.
Whisker.
Same thing about that is look down the list.
Are we
People play both. A lot of people play both.
But on the same thing, look down the list and tell me who from Dark RP isn't just a TeamSpeak regular anyway. Maybe 3 or 4 people who showed up from the actual server to listen in.
Hey, staff, if you're online on RP and you're in the TeamSpeak, you might want to log out because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 7 reports. So I'm gonna do those real quick, but
Are we going to get to prop hunt, or are we just not doing that?
No,
Oh.
prop hunt is something that needs to be done. It is a part of the server.
Alright,
It is part of the
that's what I meant.
community.
Gravity.
Prop hunt's a little different.
For player
There's
base.
actually a community though.
There
Not
is.
Go ahead, Pat.
Kobe,
Okay.
anything about
Just
prop
talk over top of him.
Prop hunt? I don't know. Make me a dev for it.
Alright, cool.
Pony, go ahead.
Okay, after me and Flame became essays, we've been trying to get TTT staff to get more engaged on the forums and on TeamSpeak. That's something that we do want. However, for normal TTT community members, the community members are a lot different, so we're not going to get that many more TTT players on TeamSpeak. We can try, but the communities are different for both RP and TTT. That's why you see a lot more people who play RP on TeamSpeak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it's very common to ghost.
Yeah,
Eric,
it's very
stop
common to
talking.
ghost, yeah. You're cutting off.
He's aware.
Incentive for them to stay.
There you go, you're back.
Rip
Okay,
pirates.
so as for the RP map, we can look into changing it, but we do have a map in progress. It started a while ago, a few months ago, but I just never worked on it. But I think I will start. But here are some pictures.
Are they the same photos, or did you recently take these?
I've just worked on some roads and some placement buildings. So like, I'm gonna need suggestions and stuff. We're gonna need to. I know Gravity's working on some stuff, so.
Yeah, actually, who was it? Was it Spooky?
I think it was Spooky, yeah.
Spooky, you were with us, right? Last
Yeah,
night?
the other night talking about how we wanted to lay out the city.
Yeah, so, this is actually an all call. If you have the time and the ability, even if it's just chicken scratch, you go into MS Paint and just draw something up and then write some crummy labels over it, like, anything is better than nothing.
We should do that kind of little
Parks, you cut out. Rip.
And so for this picture, you can have the PD in the middle, and then in front of it, you can have the bank like Perped does.
Wait, did I die again?
Yeah.
See, I think the one problem with having the PD right in front of the bank is because you know that the PD can come back
User
to
in
a
your
bank
channel
right
timed
away.
out.
You know
Well,
how
I
they
mean,
can come...
no. Well, so when you die, you'd still spawn in a different location. You can have the
Oh,
spawns set
oh.
out at different parts. The second picture that I put, that's
User in your channel is
going to be the spawn, and basically it's just going to be on a completely different part of the map than everything else, and that'll help with people loading in. And those entrances there in the spawn room, they're probably going to be teleporters, and then we'll just teleport people onto the map now.
Okay, I'm back. So.
What about the suggestion how you said you have 4 teleporters around the map and you can go to one of them? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, we can do that.
That's cool. I like that.
I was actually thinking about this as I was sitting down at work. How you had the 2 teleporters in it. You can have 2 on both sides, and then have them spawn to the left and the right of each teleporter, and have it go like one goes to the north end of the map, one goes to the east side of the map, one goes to the south, one goes to the west.
We could have like.
And then just have them spawn out of a tunnel.
So like one thing that I want with this map, if we're actually gonna invest our time into it, I don't want like brick walls everywhere. We're gonna have to actually put buildings everywhere and have a skybox and stuff. So it's gonna take longer than.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know we were talking about I think last night about the loading screen for the new people, and you know how we were talking about the that long black screen that takes about a minute or so. You know how we were talking that maybe we should add a little thing on their screen that they can't remove until like a minute or 30 seconds. Or do you think that we should still have that black screen that they can't do anything at all and then they have to literally read it?
Well, I think one of the things we were gonna do was, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. Putting the text screen in the spawn that kind of says, instead of giving them that weird little movie that they have to watch that they can't skip through, just a text screen that says, follow the rules. Here are some of the rules, the biggest rules.
Well, I think the movie little deal thing is actually pretty good because it catches your attention, and I mean you have nothing else to do except read it because it takes like a minute. So
Yeah, that is true. That is
a whole
true.
minute of like 30 lines of text. That's not a lot.
Well, all I hear about it is people complaining how retarded it is, and obviously the people who are going to complain that we're telling them to read the rules are people who weren't interested in the rules in the first place. So maybe it's good that they had to sit through that. But
yes,
I think it would be done better. Instead of just telling you read the rules, I think it should tell you what
Just
some
a
of
very vocal minorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or another thing you could do is have like every so often like the announcements read or do exclamation mark MOTD to read the rules or stuff like that.
We could do. Oh no, we couldn't do something like that. Never mind.
Something I wanted to bring up with Divine. We were talking about server guard crashing people, and the debate is ULX versus server guard. With ULX, you could force the MOTD on people. On server guard, we can't.
Oh yeah.
And I would absolutely love it to be able to just be like, read the MOTD. Here you go.
Wait, what was the reason we switched to server guard again? I don't remember.
It's a lot smaller.
A lot smaller, yeah. That's what I thought.
But it was for performance, but I don't really notice any difference in performance. We're still not performing well.
And I mean, we don't have that like half an hour of everyone's at 300 ping.
Oh, Divine, one question.
What's up?
Is it possible to re-implement source bans, or is the current ban system better, in your opinion?
Source bans. They switched to MySQL and.
All I know about source bans is it was extremely easy to. It was another liability, I guess.
Yes, I remember back when we had
Can
source
you run
bans.
source bans with Athena?
Well, okay, we have a bad history of source bans because the main reason we got hacked last time was because of a vulnerability in source bans, and in order for us to migrate source bans, we had to like wipe all the bans and transfer our system to MySQL-based database. It's a bit complicated.
Okay.
Oh, Lorenzo, is the map you're talking about is that the one Ronsi was doing? Because he messaged me about. No? Oh, never mind then.
That's what I was about to say. Since Ronsi's here, maybe he can help you guys with the map because I know he has experience with that.
Ronsi also wasn't sure about design. I don't really need help with the actual making of the map. The only issue is
being creative around
for
the
most
map.
map designers, unless they have are really creative, is the design and the layout of buildings and roads and stuff.
Yeah.
But another thing that we also have to worry about is not only that, but making custom textures for walls.
Right, because making the map is the easy part. Just getting the details in and getting it playable and all right is the hard part.
Yeah.
Wow, Ronsi sounds sexy.
We should have a design a building contest. Have people on the forums design a building, and if they want to see it in game, and that way they can feel like, oh, this is our mapping. And
yeah, you could do that.
Well, either way, if you guys have ideas, just communicate with Lorenzo.
Yeah,
He's the
I
one
got
making
one.
the map for us.
Lorenzo, it's gonna be in my rough draft.
User
I want to
disconnected
see a
from your
haul
channel.
of demoted Or all of retired. One of the two. I don't care which.
Put Servius really big.
Yeah, he's gonna be king.
He's gonna be the
the
king.
king in the
Font
hall.
72.
But that's what I want to see in the new map.
The Hall of Shame.
That's gonna be the casino.
Walk down it, you see people like
Jewy?
Untitled.
Platypus, Jewy, Untitled. Get to it and you see a big throne with Servius's face because we got his picture.
He's got like a crown on.
Yeah.
Little chubster.
The king of them all.
Yeah, but we should
User in your channel
make it
timed
so
out.
there's player models for prop hunt, because that would bring in more source of income towards the server. Me and Kobe have been talking about that.
I mean, I don't even have access to prop hunt, so.
Yeah, the prop hunt isn't. I mean, it's
Who
still part of the
does?
community.
Who has access to prop hunt? Just- Oh, we should give you guys that.
The man
I don't know. The only thing I do with Prop Hunt is add more maps and more stuff that like Prime could be implemented for.
Because right now it's just every other prop hunter. There's nothing like
Because
really
like
sticking out.
I've looked at other Prop Hunt servers on Gary's mod, and there's kids that'll literally just buy Prime, and they don't know that like the Prime on Prop Hunt gets them Prime on every other server, but like they don't give a shit. If they can get a trail they want, if they can get this or that, they'll just buy it.
So add trails, add taunts, add
So,
stuff like
are
that.
you
It's not
saying
hard to
making
manage.
the-
Prop Hunt is really easy.
Are you saying making the?
Well, it's not like a
prop hunt-
complex type thing, you know?
Yeah.
It should be like,
You are
like
notorious for
TTT,
interrupting
where
me,
you get
Dan.
trails and all that.
Yeah.
You'll get it soon, Spooky, just wait. I'll talk to Ryan's after.
On like Life Punch, a different server, there's like they have stuff like that that makes people want them to buy Prime or not Prime, whatever the ranks are on that. But you need to add more stuff.
Alright.
Spooky said he had a question. Oh, go Gravity.
I have this, and I've been trying to get people to allow me to do it. Divine, I'm a music producer. It's my degree. I've already completed college.
Yes, please.
I want to change the server login music.
Yes, please.
It has been bugging me,
Yeah, it'd
and
be
I'm
better with no
tired of
music.
sitting down to eat some sushi, and then suddenly Faded comes on.
I hate hearing that song like in my every regular day,
Even though
and my
there's-
first immediate thought is, oh, fucking video games.
Let's change your radios to YouTube Q videos.
Oh yes. That's
Yes.
amazing.
See, that's
So you
what I
just-
suggested that a while
went
back.
It was like that. I remember at first.
Or you
Either
just
that
listen on
or
repeat.
Because
we can
whatchamacallit,
User
whatever we
disconnected
use,
from your channel.
Shoutcast is
yeah, it messes up. It goes down randomly. It's not reliable.
Kobe,
Pretty shit.
what you need to use is listen on repeat. It's like YouTube has all the videos from YouTube, but you can constantly repeat them if needed.
But why would you use that when things like YouTube-DL work?
Shit, if we're gonna argue about that, like,
I'm just saying, just use a different site.
I mean, I know,
there's
but,
a few other.
YouTube DL is something you can implement into other things. My brother made me a bot for Discord and one for TS using
yeah,
YouTube
that's
DL.
hot. Shout out, bro,
Okay,
like yours.
I'm gonna give Spooky talk power.
Okay, Spooky.
Okay, so this is one thing. So you guys are thinking about adding back Wire mod, right?
That's an answer for Divine.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Divine?
Oh, I haven't been here, so.
Possibility.
Okay. So, like, my question was kind of concerning, kind of both about the radio, about the YouTube DLL. Well, I'm just gonna tell you a quick story about the YouTube DLL. I don't think we should do it because if you guys heard the song "Cupcake Deep Throat," it's not pleasant.
What?
I'm gonna
And
search you right
The
now.
fuck?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a sexual song.
8 minutes.
Cupcake Foe. did you
And
say?
I don't think that
I mean,
I don't think we should have it because people are gonna be playing inappropriate things and it's gonna just turn to hell.
that's kind of the whole point, really. That's why
Yeah.
people want YouTube, to have cancerous songs like that.
Yeah, and irritant stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why.
why.
I don't really think we should have a YouTube plugin for radios. Maybe movie theater, whatever. Bring that back. There's
No.
some other radio plugins. I was even gonna say, why don't we just run a freaking Winamp Shoutcast server off whatever, like the extra box or whatever, or even I was gonna set up my laptop just to run whenever I'm online.
Or you could
Shoutcast
just have
stream.
like. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Was that everything, Spooky?
Yep.
What?
The only problem with the white wire mod is you're gonna have to restrict so much stuff. Because wire mod's growing, there's just so much stuff you're gonna have to
Yeah,
restrict.
it's easy to crash a server with WireMod.
But you can't.
It's
really,
not about that.
You can't really block certain gates without blocking all gates, can you?
No, you can.
Okay.
You're getting a call.
It was honestly
am.
me just cheating into E2 chips using advanced dupe.
Yeah.
Got it removed.
Burning, your turn.
So I have a really good idea. I feel like the server can be way too fast. You become a gun dealer, you get yourself a spaz, you become a thief, and you go base. And then you make money. So I say becoming a job should be a little more like going to the thief merchant or something and become the job from there. Or going to the
it's not
PD and
serious.
becoming...
This is not perp.
Yeah, it's not serious RP, dude.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have to sign up for any job basically besides
Boy, you
CP.
crazy.
I mean, like, just going somewhere to become a job. Like that makes
Well,
sense.
Yeah,
if you
that's
wanted,
perp.
if you wanted to slow down, you could add more RP jumps like restaurant owner and stuff, where it requires you
Buddy
to
in
make a
your channel
restaurant
timed
and
out.
stuff. But
Yeah.
User in your channel is recording.
Another idea is that the thief model, when you're playing and people look at you and you're a thief, they know you're a thief. Like there's no question about it. If they see you coming close to them, they back away. Like I think that they should make it more like a citizen type thing, so that people look at you and they don't automatically assume that you're up to no good and you're gonna steal out of their crap.
well, the problem with that is if you look at a CP, you know it's a CP. I mean, if you're going to do that, you'd have to do it the rest of the jobs.
Yeah.
Which is not.
You can't code something and you have to. It just goes by rules. That's metagame.
Buddy entered your channel.
That's actually it, guys. Thank you.
Gravity, did you look at the phone?
Well, we kind of switched over.
We were kind of like generalized discussion about everything.
Yeah.
Anyone have something to say? Poke me.
Shit, so what are you guys doing tonight?
Crystal meth.
Sleeping.
Partying. Like no one else.
Same. Hey, dude, you trying to come over here? Going to a Halloween party, dude. Fuck your party, man.
Can I get your party?
Doges.
Correct, Doge.
Fucking
I'm not coming unless you have
Virginia.
sheets.
Man,
Do you even live near the beach? Virginia Beach? What's the point of partying? You live in the boring part. Every part that's not Virginia Beach is boring.
Gravity, did you look at it? The URL?
User disconnected from your
Dude,
channel.
not up in Baltimore. There's a concert in a couple of weeks.
We have 4 minutes.
Is there any final details anyone needs to shout out?
We're gonna have
Drop
the
on
ending
access.
cancer of the meeting, like we
No,
usually
we're not
have.
doing that.
No,
What do you
that's,
play?
like, that's an always thing.
Yeah, that's like a tradition, Gravity. You can't
No.
like exclude that.
You can leave if you want, but like
Yeah,
it has to be there.
Wait, before this ends,
rape
Eric, what
ceremony?
instrument do you play?
Your
What
rape
instrument do you
ceremony?
play?
I've got some
queue it up
rule
right now.
questions. I got some rule questions before if we're gonna do this
Yeah, go,
right at
go.
the end. Okay, so first thing is explosive rules. I poked a number of the upper staff on the forums. Me and Dan came up with some proposed rules for explosives. We kind of need rules on those. I've seen quite a lot of fucking around with them. Fences. Can we re-add allowing people to use the default fences again? Is it still the issue with feet glitching and using them materialized, or?
I'd say no.
Just the one-wayness of them.
Okay, and...
What I ultimately want to do is remove a majority of the milling rules and add C4, but...
Yeah.
Oh god.
We could always... I mean, what's stopping us from going back to Falco's? Was that a major issue with performance?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. And something from today, mob bosses having claim of 2 buildings versus 2 bases. Is the wording of that ambiguous, or does it literally mean 2 whole buildings?
There's no point in having 2 buildings, honestly. It should
Wait,
be
what'd you just
actually
say?
the one.
Wait, repeat that one more time.
It says that mob bosses can claim 2 buildings rather than bases. I'm wondering if the wording is ambiguous.
Two
There are a number.
buildings. Two buildings.
There are a number of buildings that
Why
have
would they have
multiple
2 bases?
But the point of having 2 buildings is you can have legit 9 bases and 2 buildings. There's
No,
really no
like-
point in having that much.
So what I'm saying is, like, the hotel, you buy the front doors as a mob boss, you own all the buildings
User
inside.
disconnected from
But there
your
are
channel.
other buildings that have multiple front doors,
User
multiple
disconnected
bases
from
in
your
the
channel.
same building that you can.
Like
Is
the
it?
across from PD.
Yeah.
I feel like
it
you're
says-
thinking about this too hard.
Well,
I feel so
there's really
too.
no point of having that many buildings. It's just like excluding RP, I guess.
I guess we gotta
Anyway.
go through and mark every building / area a mob boss can own. I'll do that later.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Can you make the optic ammo? It won't. Sorry, I just
Same with
wanted to
Lord's
ask that.
Glass. It needs ammo. Soviet Mercenary. It's about to be 4.
If we're changing maps, if we're considering changing maps soon, it doesn't really matter anyway. But the mob boss rules might have to be
No
changed
matter
again.
what map we change to, everyone always complains about it.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I've
Like,
never
they were
understood.
saying bring back Evil Melon, but when we went to Evil Melon, they wanted downtown back.
I don't think it matters what map we're on.
Just have a
I
rotation.
think they'd be pretty satisfied with Retribution.
The
in a way.
player base has stayed here no matter what map we switch to. We always have the same constant player base. The only time it drops is because of school. That's it.
Yeah.
It gains in summer.
Yeah, it kind of still goes up and down.
Like,
But
we
not-
could
not
do it every
necessarily.
month, we just change maps. And, like, if we were to
Well,
go to
we were talking
Retribution...
over every 4.
Every 4, okay, that'd be good.
Our enforcers haven't said anything.
Because unofficially, due to servers getting basically rebuilt and some other stuff, is we kind of did an unofficial economy reset every 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of should be like every 4 or 6 months an actual economy reset and map change, and maybe consider levels every. I don't know.
No, if you do the levels, we'll start losing players because no one wants to go back and do all that again. It's
I
painful.
definitely remember
No, we
when
don't lose
levels got
players.
reset. I did not want to
Economy.
grind back up to use my
Economy,
custom
I
class.
can see that. Economy would be good, but because untold a lot of money.
We've
Just-
never really lost player base because of a level reset. It always would come right back. Like literally the only way we lose player base is because of school. Nothing else makes us lose anything.
We don't really need a level reset either until people
But we
start
don't-
hitting
yeah, we don't need
level
it.
150 and shit.
Legend.
what are we about to
Eco
add?
means all money. It means everything is reset.
All right, well let's be by the books. 2 to 4 p.m. PST. So it's what is it? It's 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST. You know what your time is where you are. That means this meeting's over. If you have anything else to say, go ahead
User in
and
your
message
channel
one of
is
us on the
recording.
forums. This meeting is considered over, and come on, let's get the mics.
Play the bagpipes.
User was moved out of your channel. User left your channel. User left your channel. User disconnected from your channel. User left your channel. User